everyone. Today we are going to be looking at a writing model for dialogue writing. So last unit we were working with descriptive writing. This one we're going to be working with dialogue writing. So what dialogue writing looks like is where you see those quotation marks about when someone is talking in a writing. It's what the authors use to show when someone is speaking, and we are going to look at what that looks like in a writing model. So this prompt that this story was written towards was write a dialogue in which two characters tell how they spent their summer. So I'm going to read through it and kind of point out when the person is talking and how it shows it in the model, and we will look at some other examples in the future. So this one says, Mrs. Prusen is waiting for her students to get settled in. It's the first day of class. Then see where it has the correct punctuation, the quote marks. Hello, class. I hope you all had a good summer. Then it has the end quote, said Mrs. Prusen. I spent my summer in Paris learning French. So you can see what Mrs. Prusen said because of where the quotation marks are. Jonah, why don't you tell us how you spent your summer? Asked Mrs. Prusen. Then there's more quotes. I had a good summer too, said Jonah. I went to a state park with my family. We saw all sorts of plants and animals. We also learned a lot about protecting the environment. Mrs. Prusen smiled. The environment is one topic we will be studying this year. So if you look here, it says you set up the situation, so kind of talking about what the prompt was. You have the correct punctuation. So they have those quotes showing when the character is talking. And it also has identifying the speaker. So it's saying, I had a good summer too, said Jonas, or asked Mrs. Prusen, or said Mrs. Prusen. So those are identifying who the speaker is in the story. The second example is down here. It says number 2. Denise and Khalil were in the cafeteria on the first day of school when they saw each other. Hi, Denise, said Khalil. How was your summer? He asked. So again, we have the correct punctuation, the quote marks. We have the identification of the speaker. My summer was great, said Denise. I visited my cousins in the country. I spent the whole summer on a farm. How was your summer? I had a great summer too. I stayed with my aunt and uncle in New York, said Khalil. I want to go back again next year. So with looking at the dialogue, it's showing that conversation back and forth. Great authors and writers use dialogue in their stories to show that. And what they need to do, though, is they need to make sure, just like you guys will have to, that you're using those quote marks and you're making sure you're identifying the speaker. So as we go on with dialogue writing, you'll also get to see a little bit more of when do you use those quote marks? When do you put the punctuation or the comma? How do you add identifying the speaker? This is just a way for you to kind of see what a model looks like.